Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Julian, and you saw the name of the title, so let's get right into it. So I've been coming to Canada for about 8 years now, and my first time here was 2016, and I took a total of 2 trips to Canada in 2016, and the second trip was my trip to Toronto. And you notice how I said Toronto and not Toronto? Locals hate that, so when you mention Toronto, say Toronto, not Toronto. I flew to Ottawa and we actually drove over 4 hours to Toronto, and while we were going down, we were playing Drake's Views. That album is so significant in my memory, and we were in Toronto when it first came out and we played it the whole time and it was amazing. We stayed at the Chelsea Hotel. I think it's on Young and Gerard maybe, but the Chelsea Hotel, if you know it, then you know what I'm talking about. When we got there, it was the end of Carabana, people were leaving, and it was really popping in there. Like the lobby was, filled with people, trying to get with each other and things like that, just staying on the scene to see who checks out. It just was a nice, vibrant, time of that, day we got there. So we checked in and immediately hit the streets. Now, when we were walking down Yonge Street, I stepped into the street and took this photo. I was so in awe of how lively and colorful the city was. And we walked down to Dundas Square, Yonge and Dundas. It was just everything that I never knew in here, in this country, this city. And it reminded me of Times Square in New York, but it just had its own appeal, and I love that about it. After my starstruck moment, we actually got to walk around and explore, got some poutine, got some ice cream, and really enjoyed the day. It was an amazing time for my first night in Toronto. The next day we got up and we had a little itinerary. We went back down Yonge Street, got on the subway for the first time, and the subway actually broke down while we was on it, so it was a little bit of an adventure. We had to get off early and then take a streetcar, and when I'm riding on this streetcar, it was just so bright outside, and the buildings, it was so modern looking, and I really was in awe of the city. It's a beautiful city. So we got to the CN Tower and the line was very long, but we got up there and man, the view of this city from that high is totally amazing. We stood on the see-through floor. I was very scared. I get squeamish standing on stuff like that. It said a whale could lay on it and it wouldn't break, but I wasn't too sure. But I really enjoyed my whole time there. I actually paid extra and we went up to the pod where it's just a whole 360 view and it's very panoramic and you could just see the whole city. It was worth the money to pay extra. It was amazing. Overall, it was a great experience to be in Toronto at that time. It just was a great feeling, and yeah. If you're enjoying this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And I got more coming, y'all. Stay tuned. My second most memorable time going to Toronto was in 2018. I was actually working as an audio technician for a TV show in the States, and we got about a 2-week vacation in April. And yeah, it was just the perfect time. She lined up her vacation, I lined up mine, and we went back to Toronto. My wife and I have this thing where we get together and go on a date. We both dress up and I treat her like a princess, and we named it a princess date. And this is one of the first few dates that we had that was considered a princess date. We got dressed up. We had a nice Airbnb overlooking the city. It was a nice high rise, and we just loved this little apartment. And we actually went to dinner that night, and it was a place called Frings. The Frings it's not open anymore. I guess it closed down even before the pandemic, but it was a great atmosphere. They had these scented candles that smelled so good. They was charging for those. You could buy those. And just the atmosphere, there's playing music. I had the chicken and waffles. She had the salmon. It just was a great vibe. It was a good, sexy date. She really enjoyed it. And yeah, it's like they really showed us good stuff, showed us a good time. Can't lie though, in April, in Toronto that year, it was very windy and kind of cold that time. So It was raining the night, we left, coming back from the restaurant, and we just stayed in. I played music on my phone and we danced. It was awesome. Dancing in the high rise, like how romantic could that be? That's awesome. The next day we had to find more fun, so we went to Ripley's Aquarium, and that was awesome. It was kids there, for I guess school trips and stuff like that, but they didn't bother us. It was a great time. I took a lot of photos. I even vlogged on my old channel, and yeah, it was great. Like I like doing things with my wife, and especially in a city as vibrant as Toronto. Remember what I said about Toronto being windy at that time in 2018? Check this out. This Canadian weather ain't no joke. It was crazy, right? Right after that, we ended up back in Young and Dundas, and it was windy as ever, but it was still nice. We met up with her friend, went to Jack Astor's and had some drinks, and it was an awesome time for my second time being in Toronto. The last time I really had fun in Toronto was 2019. I went to a wedding. Now, back then, I was working as a valet driver, and I was on the drive, talking amongst my coworkers, and they asked me where I was going for my little vacation. And I told them, I'm going to a wedding in Toronto. I felt like that was a flex. I don't know, that was a flex to me. That was pretty awesome to go there. I didn't record too much content at the wedding, but I had a little video, and we took pictures and things like that of each other. It just was an awesome ceremony, and we had fun. And it was a part where we had to participate, and I'll just say we were the talk of the reception, what we did for that, but that could stay a secret. But yeah, that was an amazing time. Weddings in Toronto, why not? But that's all the story. I'll be back with more about Montreal and wherever else I end up, all right? But catch you on the next one. Peace, y'all.